nothing has changed since the
said
last.
hello.
Oh, hi! Welcome to the Music Lens podcast with me, Alex Allegra,
and Katie Fee.
We don't always say it first thing.
I know, but it sounded like you're talking directly right away.
So I was because we're not moved in yet, really.
Yeah.
Because a lot of I have been gone.
Yeah,
and
you got work stuff. There's
With
so
work.
many festivals and stuff.
Yes.
You've been doing so.
I'm so tired, everybody. But I don't want to complain because it's all good things. And you know what? I am just living out some girl's dream to be backstage with all these country hot artists, so I'm trying not to complain. And I know for like a year of making this podcast, we said we were tired almost every episode for a while.
It's a thing. Yeah.
I am just a very tired girl in life, though, to be fair. I'm tired every day of my life. And I've gotten tested for everything. I've been trying so hard. Like, I don't know what it is at this point. My doctors don't know what it is. I'm just tired all the time.
Yeah. It's okay.
So, my boyfriend has to hear it. You guys have to hear it. But anyways, I have blisters on my feet. That's why they're up on my couch, too. Because I was, trying to, comfort them. My poor feetsies are very, very sore from walking around in those boots. So
yeah, that's the only good thing about only really going one day is I only had to wear boots today.
Yeah,
because I didn't know if I would have made it going all day yesterday and then also today.
I used to wear my cowgirl boots every single day of high school. The brown ones that I got here in Nashville. I took a trip down to Nashville for the first time I went to Belmont to look at it. It was the first time I landed in Nashville, and me and my mom did the buy two get one free. No, it was buy one get two free.
Buy one get two free. Yeah,
at Boot Barn.
No, it still is.
Yeah.
I just said it
down
flipped.
At Boot Barn, and it equals out to $100 a boot, and it sounds like a really good deal because that one boot is $400, and it's oh well, that's not bad when you split it. Anyways, so yes, we did fall for it. And those boots lasted me 4 years of high school every day, no problem. Now I put them on, and I don't know if it's my foot is just a different foot. 8 years later, it's just, or not even 4 years, 6 years later, and my feet are just I don't know how I did it. They're just nope.
Yeah, mine literally have holes in the bottom, and the heel is getting worn down, but not evenly, so it's slanted weird. So I need new ones, and instead of buying new white boots from Pink Lily, I bought red ones instead.
I love those red ones. I want red boots.
Got red
I want red
skins.
boots, red sparkly Betsy Johnson boots so badly.
Yeah, that's kind of what I had for that I borrowed for going to Kelsey, and I ended up getting the red snakeskin ones instead of getting a sparkly one because I feel like
they're so cute. They
both are cute, but
gold tips
snakeskin
on the
feels
front.
Probably more on
they're
brand.
Cute. Also, if you guys ever want a discount, me and Katie are Pink Lily ambassadors.
Yes.
Little promo there. Links. Not in not sponsored in this show, but we do rep their stuff a lot.
Yes.
I don't think I'm wearing any Pink Lily.
I'm pretty sure though the gold part it's metal and it hurt me when I first took them out of the box. So there's that. But it's fine. It's fine.
They're so cute though. Maybe I'll put a picture in. But last time I put pictures in, I legitimately did go and edit the well, I guess you guys never knew that. I edited the shit out of one episode. It has pictures. I think it was for the Grammys. I put the pictures in. But it was the lost episode that we never actually published because it deleted off of my computer. And when I tell you it was the toughest video to date to edit because me and Katie had such different tangents and just so many little breaks and we got off track, or I was trying to do some research mid episode on some things. There are so many editing moments in that, plus the pictures, that I was I am not editing this again. I'm so sorry. It's just not a YouTube episode because I'm not editing it again, and it deleted off of my laptop, and I was and it was already 2 days late from being posted and a day late from being posted with the recording, the audio podcast. So I was I can't do it. I'm already going through it. I can't do this again.
Yeah, if you're a YouTube watcher, listener, go find us on our website or on Spotify or something and see which episodes you're missing out on, because there's a few that are not on YouTube.
There's like 2 or 3. There's not a lot. Out of all
60... A few is 2 or 3.
No. Out of all... That sounds worse. Out of 60-something episodes that we have recorded...
Yeah, there's a couple.
There's like 2 or 3. It's not that bad.
Just, yeah.
And it really... The first 2 were pure technical issues from us just starting out and not knowing what we were doing.
Yeah.
This one was just... I was already going through the mental B moments. And I was like, I can't. Nope. So it's just lost to the archives. But it was a really good episode.
So I edited you want to listen to it.
I edited it so well. I was so proud of myself.
Listen to it. Just, you can't watch it, but it's fine. It's fine.
Maybe one day. Maybe. I
guess we could have uploaded a audio only video.
Yeah.
Also, we just got quiet. And you know how like when you finally have like no sound and you
my ears are going nuts
and I'm like,
right now.
Oh, okay.
Well, why are our ears going nuts so, Katie? Because we were just at CMA Fest. And it's loud down there. And
yes.
We had earplugs in too, but no, it's also very this basement, it works so well for being a studio, but it has a very distinct like vibe to it, I feel like. Okay. So it's very quiet.
Yeah. My ears are just going. It's fine. But CMA Fest, this is our recap episode. If you didn't happen to read what the episode is.
Recap is a bit of a stretch for what this episode will entail.
Well, it was meant to be a recap. But here's the thing. Weather happens. And it feels like it rains on... Well, I blame the weather for yesterday, too. It feels like every year at CMA Fest, it's either super hot or rains or a combination of both. And this year was rain issues. And so Friday, like I was going to go, you were out of town for a different show that you were doing for work. But our friend Sammy K and I were going to go and we drove downtown. Music City Center was full for parking. So we were like, I don't know where to park, but we'll drive around, figure that out.
Which I have never seen. Music City Center has never been at capacity.
This was like
10 years of me living here.
Little before 3 in the afternoon, so I don't know. But, so we were trying to figure out parking, and luckily I get the notifications from the app for the festival, and it came through, and it said that all the outdoor stages for the daytime and then the Hard Rock stage is the only free stage that goes into the night for official stages, and all of that was going to be canceled for the rest of the day because of the weather. And Nissan and Ascend eventually happened, but they had like their gates delayed because of weather, and they had like just recently reopened stages around 2:00, I think was when they started stages.
Oh, they did. I just assumed they canceled it all day.
It was
I
kept
like getting like little weird
delayed
updates, obviously, because I was away. Yeah. So I was not really on socials for it, but
it was delayed in the morning because of storms, and whenever there's lightning, they have to wait 30 minutes before they can go again. And then if lightning were to hit again,
I remember one year we worked it. Well, I guess, did you work another year?
I just worked 2019.
Okay. We both worked, I think, the same year. And we were in 2 different areas. But, like, I
had nighttime at Nissan, and you had, like, day stages. Right.
And I was at day stages at Riverfront. And the only time that we have worked, and everyone's like, oh, you know, it's going to be so hot. And we're, like, prepping because the year before we had done it just as fans. And we got so sunburnt. And so we're just like, okay, like, prepping. And then I was huddled up in the trailer, the production trailer for like most of my day because there was lightning, and then you just have to like sit there because they can't let us outside either. So
I had I remember being in a poncho at the back of the floor of Nissan because my job for night 1 that year was just to be someone if the photographers needed anything. I was there for answering questions and stuff. And then nights 2 through 4, I got to be a suite attendant. So I just got to sit in a nice dry suite while everyone else got rained on. So night 1, not fun, but the rest was good. But yeah, so rain on Friday. Luckily, I'm glad the notification came through before we went and paid for parking somewhere, because we're like, I guess we'll just go kill time at the mall before our co-write, because we were trying to go before our co-write. Because I wanted to see Tiger Lily Gold because we've mentioned before of like going to Belmont with them and stuff, and I just thought it'd be cool to go see them and support them at Riverfront Stage because that's the biggest daytime free stage that they have. So it's cool to see them grow and be able to see that. But unfortunately, that got canceled. And I was going to see E. Munsick again, and Maddie and Tay, and all that did not happen. So, and then yesterday, Saturday, we were going to try and go in the afternoon, but Alex was, 4-hour drive?
Yeah, I got home at like 1:30-ish. And I think it ended up being closer to 2 by the time I was like actually like settled.
And I'm like looking at the Weather Channel app because CMA sent another notification saying like we're monitoring the weather. I was like, okay, let's look at the app, see what's going on. And it showed on the hourly thing, the like bar chart on the Weather Channel app, it showed rain basically from 2 to like 5. So the whole afternoon wind day stages would be going on, which is all we were really going to. So I was like, maybe we just do Sunday only.
Yeah, and I didn't want to like go down and pay for parking just to be there for like 2 hours at most with the potential of rain. And I was just
I didn't want to drive all the way down and have the same thing happen of Friday of getting down there and then it gets canceled before you even do anything.
Yeah.
And so we just went today instead. But we also went Thursday to I guess a CMA Fest event-ish.
Yeah, it was at City Winery. It was for the kickoff of... So Leslie Fram, as we've talked about, has been a really big advocate for women in country music and used to do Women of Country on CMT and really built that up and I think started actually Women of Country on CMT. Yeah. And now she's broken off from that station and started her own thing. So I think it's supposed to be like a monthly writers round and City Winery as well. So continuing on. I think it's
partnered with City Winery, yeah.
But it's called Femme Country. So go give them a follow as well. Yes. And we saw some incredible... Abby Cohn was there, Brittany Spencer, who I knew the name, and I always like couldn't picture why I knew. And then she mentioned that she was on Beyonce's album, and I was like, oh, okay. So then like all the pieces were like connecting for her. Kaylee Hammock. I've seen at Song Suffragettes before in the past. Yeah. And then...
Striking Matches. It was supposed to be Lucy Silvis and I think her name's Sarah of Striking Matches was supposed to play with Lucy and Lucy was sick, I think. So then last minute they're like, you want to just have Striking Matches play? And I guess the guy had to like Uber and get his guitar last minute or something because they kept talking about how last minute it was.
I know, but no, they were good. And then
Rita Wilson was there.
Yes. So Tom Hanks was also there.
He was.
I didn't know that was Tom Hanks' wife until Katie told me.
No, I made a joke about it because I think
like, why would Tom be? Who's Tom?
I think her first time playing CMA Fest, she played the Chevy Vibe stage, which is like in front of the Hilton at the like Walk of Fame Park, and I had seen posts about people like took videos or pictures of Tom being side stage supporting her, and I was like, oh cool, Tom Hanks is in town. And so I was like, oh, is he going to be here again? Like as a joke, but he actually was. Yeah. So that was cool. Just
I was the only one that noticed. Everyone else was like, oh,
well, he's in the back on purpose.
And then I was like, I think Tom Hanks just walked by me. And I was like, I think that's Tom in the back. And I'm like, I'm like, Tom Hanks is here.
Yeah. But that was great. I feel like I had an article pulled up to talk about when Leslie founded this new company, and then we ended up not including it in that episode and never actually included that. Well, but it's called Femco is the overall company, and then Femme Country is like a part of it, a section of it or something. They have their own social media accounts. You should follow both, but I can't remember what it's. Fram Entertainment and Media or something like that. I know Femme stands for something and the F is definitely for Fram. But they do like artist services type things, I think is what her company is going to be. And the showcases are a part of that, obviously. So yeah, it's cool to see that and be there for the first one. So
it felt very like historic in a sense. Yeah. I don't know. Did you get that vibe? I got that vibe that it was like.
And we say Angie K?
Oh, and Angie K is a
co-host.
co-hosted with Leslie.
I feel bad because I posted on our story about it, and I posted on my story, and I forgot to tag Angie. I tagged everybody except her, and then I couldn't see when I took the picture. I was kind of doing it blindly, and then didn't look at it. And when I went to post it, I realized that Rita was cut out of the picture.
Oh, whoopsies.
So I still tag. Well, actually, you can't tag her. It wouldn't let you tag her, but I just did at Rita Wilson without officially tagging the account, just to credit her name that she was part of it. But yeah, I just didn't look because I didn't want to like take too much time to take a picture during the show.
Yeah, I felt weird taking a photo for some reason, even though the person in front of us was recording everything.
Well, I think that was Abby's partner.
Definitely somebody. Yeah, I just didn't know if it was her partner or not. I think he's also a country artist. He looked very familiar.
Okay. I know she like asked for water at one point.
Yeah, I did notice.
So it's like I think they're together because he's been filming a lot, and then that interaction happened. But yeah, that was cool. I liked that they took the time to tell stories and stuff. I've only been to one City Winery show before, and it was the smaller venue that's upstairs, but it's very similar to the listening room for vibe-wise of how they tell stories before singing the songs, and it's around and all that. Yeah. So, but their food's better.
Well, they have actual shows so there's there that too.
Yeah, food's better at City Winery. But yeah, that was fun. I liked that. And I guess it's kind of CMA Fest related. I feel like they probably purposely planned it.
Yeah. I think it was planned to start that, but also it was kind of unfortunate because before this, like when she was still doing CMT stuff, she would work with Tracy Gershwin, and I feel like they would do change the conversation stuff, and this feels like it's kind of taking over change the conversation in a way, but I'm sure it'll be two
I feel like
things.
There's two separate things, and change the conversation isn't done or anything. I think it's still around.
People like Kelsey Ballerini and Maren Morris and Carly Pierce, like they all used to go to that stuff when they were nobodies in town, and that was kind of how they networked their way up through it. So I feel like some of the people that might have been there, if it was not during their own set times certain stages and all that stuff, might have gone to it, and it might have been a little bit more full, because I've also feel like it just felt a little empty, like in an unfortunate way. Like I wanted it to be sold out for everyone's sake, but
to be successful, obviously wanting to cheer her on and everything. Carly Pierce was there though, so one of them of those, that generation, I guess, was there, but I don't know who. There could be more people towards the front. We were kind of towards the back of the floor, so it's possible there were more people that we just didn't notice.
Well, no, because even that balcony was all closed off, so.
Yeah, but like in front of us, there could have been more people industry-wise that were there to support that we just didn't know who they were or just didn't see them.
I'm pretty sure one of our old Belmont professors was there, and I was gonna talk to him after the show, but also, I hated this too, but people left a little early before it ended, and I get it. It was a long night, especially if you've been out at the festival all day. Like I was exhausted just from like working an 8-hour shift and then going down there. Like definitely was a longer show because there was 5 artists and they each played 4 songs. And even I feel like during normals writers rounds or like even specialized writers rounds, I feel like it's normally like 3 songs and not a whole like. For that many people. Yeah.
Well, a typical round is 3 people, 4 songs, or 4 people, 3 songs to fit in an hour. So that's 12 songs.
Yeah.
And then this was 5 people with 4 songs. So that's 20 songs.
Yeah.
So if you base it off of number of songs, like that just went for a while.
Yeah. So everyone kind of started leaving during everyone's 4th song. And he must have been one of the people that also left because he was not there when I turned back around at the end of the night. And I was like, oh.
I feel like it was more so the networking social hour type stuff after doors open before the show started. And we had gotten there closer to showtime, so we didn't really get to talk to people ahead of time other than...
My goal, and Katie and I, we've been to a couple things with Leslie, but obviously, I mean, everyone wants to say hello to her, whether it's a networking thing or it's like a keeping a friendship relationship type thing alive. So I get it, and it's her night.
Yeah,
but we still have yet to actually introduce ourselves to her,
right?
And so it's one thing that I want to try and do. I just also don't know, like, especially somebody like of that level. And I know like when we used to have people come to Belmont and they'd be like, oh, find like little points and like, but like I don't know what to say other than like, hi, this was a great night, thank you, bye. They did repost my story. I did notice.
Feel like we haven't officially met, but I have worked CMT events with you in a way, kind of thing. And then thank her for everything she's done for female artists, kind of leave it at that. And then if she were to take the time to continue talking to me, cool. But if not, like you said, there's so many people trying to talk to her, so try not to take up too much of her time. What's left
the
of our
main
stuff.
thing I wanted to do today was Wags and Walks. Let me show off my little t-shirt. Wags and Walks. I just bought this t-shirt. It says Hot Girls Adopt Dogs on the back. What does the back of your shirt say, by the way?
It's Taylor.
Oh,
You need to calm down.
Oh, Shade never made it. Okay. I thought it was a gay shirt. I just didn't know if it was. Pride shirt. I thought it was a gay shirt. I'm so sorry.
Sneak peek for next week, I guess.
Wags and Walks is where I got my sweet Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Ant!
Oh. What is with the dogs and the microphones today?
Show the camera.
Look at the camera.
Your cute face. Okay, so
we all know Ant.
Yes,
our
my
mascot.
sweet Ant-Man here was adopted from Wags and Walks. We rescued him. Rescuing changed my life. I am in love with this. Yes, I'm in love with this boy. He's such a weird doggy, but he is the sweetest man in the planet. Wags and Walks does really good work. And just really, I don't know what he's doing. Ant, sit down. Ant-Man, hey, can you sit for the camera? But anyways, they were doing a little booth at CMA Fest, and they brought puppies each day from like 12 to a time in the afternoon. And so we went to see the puppies, and there was this chunky litter of Pyrenees, and we think
they're only 7 weeks old, and they're already so big.
We think Ant's part Pyrenees, and I almost brought one home. So
her name was Chelsea. She was chunky.
Okay, bye, Ant.
Bye.
I'm glad he stayed long enough for us to talk about him.
I posted.
But that was all I wanted, was to go see the puppies.
I was like, someone please adopt Chelsea, because I can't. And then they responded, and they're like, she's been adopted. So she got adopted, but she's so cute. And then there were lab puppies, and I just was like, oh, because my childhood dog was a lab, and so I was like really wanting to hold the black one, because the black one was so cute. And it took me forever to get to hold her, but I did, so that was nice.
No, they were super cute.
She was chewing on this other person's fingers the whole time I was holding her, and I was like, I feel like I can't do anything now. I just have to wait till she's done chewing on these fingers or the person walks away.
But yes, so that was, and then we ended up, Charlie Worsham, one of my favorite artists, just ended up playing the same day, of course, so had to go see him.
Yeah, and saw a bit of Jared Neiman before him, because we just were like, well, we'll just go to the stage and wait for Charlie. So gotta hear Donkey.
And that's about all we really did at CMA Fest.
So tried to go to Ella. We knew that Riverfront would be at capacity for her. I think she was the most scheduled artist on the app, because you can make your own little schedule of all the things to keep track of what you want to do. And she had like almost 9,000 people schedule hers, so did not get to go to her.
Yeah, that didn't surprise me. I do feel like Riverfront specifically the last couple of years, by like 2 or 3 is always like at capacity.
Well, it just depends on the artist there, and then if it's like someone not as popular, it will get back to where you can get in.
But people definitely like wait a couple artists beforehand and get in. And
that happened with, I remember, I didn't go, but I remember getting notifications when Hardy was there, like that it went to capacity really quick.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
It's always like, because Riverfront being the biggest like stage artist wise for free stages, it's like
you're not big
sometimes
enough to
people
go up to one of like the night stages, but
sometimes it's people who are at Nissan also get a Riverfront one if it's like an up and coming artist. So like Megan Maroney, Ella Langley both were at Riverfront, but also had Nissan stages, Nissan performances, whatever. And so those artists that are big enough to get a Nissan set naturally usually like get to capacity at Riverfront as well. So I'm curious how many of those people saw them at Nissan and then also saw them at Riverfront. Like, hey, I don't get to go to Nissan. Let me.
Well, that's the thing is, like, you could, and I'm sure there's plenty of people that literally just come down to CMA Fest to do the free stages, and that's it, because, like, you don't
That's
need
what we
to.
did.
That's what we used to do, yeah.
For the one time we went as fans, like the year before we worked it or whatever, it was just free stages that we went to, and Ascend was still free at that point, so we got to go to that for the nighttime stages.
So nice too, yeah. So
Spotify House wasn't big yet. I feel like it was a thing, but it wasn't like popular
we were
yet.
in there. We went in and out all the time.
We went. This was up down Morgan Wallen, way I talk Morgan Wallen type time for him,
didn't we?
So we saw him.
Yes.
We saw Chris Lane. I think we were there because we wanted to see Hunter Hayes, but he was there after sometime later at night, and then they're like, all right, it's after 9 p.m. Anybody under 21 need to leave. And Alex was like, okay. I'm like, if we're not trying to drink, if we're not doing anything stupid, I don't think they're gonna kick us out. I think we're gonna be fine. But she made us leave.
Still in the era of Alex always got into fights with people at bars, so I didn't want to risk it.
Well, I remember some guy that we saw play the like acoustic small stage, like posting, and we knew he was under 21, and he posted that night on socials
because they
that
used
he
to
was
have
there, and I was like,
stage inside.
Could have stayed.
Well, I guess this was before they put the stage outside, but they used to have a stage.
There was like
inside the Sirius XM tower attached to Bridgestone.
Yeah, the like welcome center. There.
And that was like nice. You get a little break, but it was like stage. The smallest people.
That's like it's now the CMA close-up stage in Fanfare is what that is nowadays.
Yeah, but now it holds
and that's
people,
the one stage that where if you go and you apply to perform online, that application, it's for that stage.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, that's the only stage that actually is for that application. Everything else is through like agents and managers and stuff.
Because last year we saw Anna and Tiger Lily there, but then we also, that was when Shabuzi, and I didn't know who Shabuzi was.
That's a different stage. You're thinking of
the
Good Molecules one that we passed by Bridgestone Plaza. That's a different stage.
Okay, that's what I was talking about. That's what I was confused about. Oh, now it's in
No, like the small one, the close-up stage. That's the small little one. Yeah, in Fanfare.
That's what I was talking about. I thought you meant that was the stage and that's that it was just moved outside. I didn't realize. Okay, so
no.
The stage that I was talking about that was in the Sirius XM tower got moved to inside Fanfare.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Which makes sense because then like people are just shopping around and they can hear you too. And I had the thought of when everyone went inside because it was like take shelter for the storms, like, hey, now the small artists get a little bit more exposure because everyone's in there.
Yeah. No, and that stage definitely, I think it was probably a smarter move because people would like kind of come in to get away from the AC. Like even us, we used to just walk up there to see people just to stay inside for a second because it was so hot. But I do remember that like it was so cramped and like you really there was only so much you could do inside of there, and it was still a place people were shopping so like
the only negative of it being in Fanfare is ticketed.
Yeah.
So then like the smallest artists you have to pay to see. So that's the only thing, but also you just get the people that are shopping can listen to you, I guess.
And I definitely just feel like Fanfare's gone down in quality over the years. Like they used to just have every single artist have like some kind of meet and greet, and
there's still quite a bit of meet and greets though. I was looking at it.
Really?
I personally didn't care to go stand in line for anybody, but like Chris Lane was doing a meet and greet today at some point.
But it used to be like the bit like Carrie Underwood, who was performing at Nissan that day, that would like, and so people would have like maybe buy Fanfare, but like
there's a whole documentary on Hulu about CMA Fest because it celebrated 50 years last year.
Okay.
So they had like a documentary and it was talking about the meet and greets, and it was like a competition to have like the coolest booth. So they would have like it's almost like parade floats, but meet and greet booths, I guess, of like where you kind of compete to create cool ones. And I think Martina had like a vocal recording booth one of like sing together and stuff like that.
Oh,
so
cool.
I wish it was like that.
That's more but fun. They definitely like, I think it's just the price to have a booth at that is, I think, a little bit different nowadays as
I
far
don't
as
know
like
how that works.
People sponsor them and then
that
I don't know. This year just didn't feel like that great. I don't know. It just felt a little like eh. They had a lot of army stuff this year, and they had a bull ride inside, which I don't think they had last year. And
there's also a bull ride in the fan alley.
Yeah.
And they moved fan alley because that used to be on Broadway, kind of between 4th and 1st Avenue. And that's still shut down for walking, and there was still some like photo op things and stuff. But fan alley now was like between Riverfront stage and the Dr. Pepper stage, which is like that grass area. The grass area that's behind Ascend Amphitheater, basically. Like that walking area between those two stages is now fan alley. And also, I don't know, maybe it's good because they did the security before you get in there, and I don't think there was security for fan alley when it was on Broadway. It was just kind of, it was just you could do whatever. Yeah. So maybe that, I don't know if it makes it safer or not, honestly, because we went through the line that was supposed to be bag check and they didn't check anybody's stuff. So don't know about that.
Yeah.
I know we had the little security things on there, but
too. It wasn't exactly like, so maybe if like they saw an actual bag, they'd be like, hold up.
Maybe they're just pushing us through really quick. And I was like, are you checking anything?
But yeah, it's just definitely like a different vibe each year, and they obviously went really big last year because it was the 50th anniversary, and they like tried to do a whole bunch of stuff, so maybe that's why it felt a little different than this year. But I've also heard other people say that fanfare has just gone down in quality over the last couple of years as well. Just as far as like, it just felt empty too this year, like, you know? Whereas, like, other years, like, every label will have one, and then every, like, they'll have, like, random little photo op areas, and then they'll have, like, hangout areas, and then they'll have just various food trucks all in there as well. Like, it felt like a whole other place to be. But this year, like, I was really just there for the puppies, and honestly...
We like walked around because I was like, well, maybe there's stuff, because I know that we've both bought clothes in there before, but there wasn't anything that was super appealing clothing wise.
Well, there was. It was just expensive.
Well, yeah, I would love a custom hat, like wide brimmed hat or whatever, cowboy hat. Is it cowboy hat if it's not like up, if it's just like flat brimmed? I don't know, but I would love a custom one. But I just know that's so expensive, and that's not happening. And I just dropped $450 on a new windshield, so now's not the time to do that. Yeah. So, yeah, paid for a windshield. It's like, don't even have it yet.
Georgia Webster posted about like working at a grocery store, right?
Or a server.
Oh yeah, working as a server. Yeah. And somebody was like, "How did you go from opening
or food runner or something?" Yeah, because she has a song called "Run," and I think it was like. She was doing some connection between like going to work as a food runner and the song being Run.
And then like, how do you go from opening for Kelsey Ballerini and Jordan Davis and stuff? So like, well, I added the Jordan Davis part because I remember we saw her before Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
But like, how do you go from opening for Kelsey Ballerini? She's like, yeah, it's the life of the independent artist. And it really put a lot into perspective, especially with what we talk about on this podcast. So
yeah. Definitely there's ups and downs of it. So,
and even the ups, I mean, lately Katie and I have been getting some hate comments for no reason on some things that we've posted, and I just don't get it. I mean, I guess that's the whole point, is that there's really no point to it, but it's just like, I went from like, I don't know, just hoping that it would like spark anything, and of course, like, I guess all the hate stuff comes first, and then hopefully all the love for things.
I have to show you the I did screen record the what Sierra said about it.
Oh.
But it was like 5 minutes long, so it wouldn't let me send you the video because it's too long.
But again, it just put into perspective that like, wow, we're really not the only ones just out here struggling. And that's kind of what we wanted to create with this podcast, was just that sense of like, I mean,
you're not alone.
You're not alone. And we feel, I mean, obviously we feel so many frustrations because we haven't even gotten to Georgia's level of anything yet. Yeah. So it's just a matter of putting things into perspective, and it really is a matter of having that viral moment right now in the industry, and that's kind of it. Because I mean, we saw people like Brittany Spencer. If it's about knowing and having talent and all this stuff, she should be as big as any of them. I mean, she was on a Beyonce record, for crying out freak. Like, but she has stuff going for her, obviously, and stuff, and she's not an independent artist, but, like, is she? I don't think she is.
I think she's signed now.
Okay.
I know she mentioned, she had said that Leslie, like, put her on a billboard in Times Square when she was, like, independently releasing Sober and Skinny, I think. So that was independent, but I feel like she got a deal because of all that stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and, like, obviously, like, there is perks to knowing people and being connected and having talent and just letting that speak, because she said that song changed her life, which I was really hoping. So she played, she had 4 songs. First 2, great. She was going to play Sober and Skinny for the 3rd song, and then some guy asked her to play Deeper, which was fine, but then I don't know why she didn't end with Sober and Skinny, because I wanted to hear the other song. I was like, well, what about the other one? Because I was really curious about that one. And I still haven't gone and listened to it.
You could have, like, you could have or swapped out the 4th song for that one then.
Especially if that's the one that changed your life. That feels like a great way to end this night, you know? Like,
but that's a good song. I like the beginning one that she did, Bigger Than the Song. I remember when that one came out for, like, leading up to her album and stuff, and it's another referencing other people and referencing songs and stuff so I apparently really love songs that reference
songs within a song. Yes. No. When Old Dominion released
Song for Another Time,
I was the song of
I love that she was, like, saying she's not a manifester, but, like, it in a way manifested things because she was, like, name dropping these people, and she's been able to collaborate with some of them. Like it says, put your love on top, like Beyonce, and then she gets to be on the Beyonce record, and so I thought that was cool as well, that she ended up getting to collaborate with some of those people. So it again, it all just kind of puts itself into perspective, and, like, you know, the people that I still see at, like, just regular writers rounds in town, like tour stop Angie
writers
K plays tour stop, and she's played somewhat recently and stuff too, so, like, she's doing a lot of cool things, but then she's still, like, playing tour stop. And not that I feel like there's still people that come back that have had success and play, like, he's had, like, hit writers play and stuff too.
I mean, even Commodore has had people come back and played, and so it's all about perspective sometimes, and this industry is such a whirlwind of, like, a shitstorm. It's the most annoying industry to be in, and everyone is confused all the time, but it works itself out, I guess, and there's a lot of egos, and then everyone's like, just quit it, but you're so addicted to it that you just don't know how to quit it. And nothing feels as good or rewarding. The toxic cycle that is the music industry, I guess. But it's got us good, so
it's got us good.
We are thoroughly entrapped into it,
apparently.
Anywho, what else do we have to talk about?
Did you want to talk about, you went to Bailey Zimmerman for work on Friday?
So because, again, I'm broke and have a lot of other passions, and I've learned that that's okay to do, and it doesn't degrade all the work I do with my own music production and stuff. I've been doing a lot with photography lately. If you are an artist and you would like photos done, please hit me up. Because I'm really good and I'm really trying hard. Yes. And so I've been, like, working on, I went to Railbird Festival recently and did a whole bunch of photos for that, and more recently went to Indianapolis and for work, but, you know, obviously it built out my own portfolio as well, and did a whole bunch with Bailey Zimmerman, and his team is just great, but I had the best freaking time after all of the shit that I've gotten for a bunch of other festivals that I've been to recently. This was just, like, so nice to, like, remember, like, oh yeah, there's actually, like, really fun perks to being in this industry. Being up on the 25th floor of a JW Marriott in a nice ass king room. Oh my God. Looking over all of Indianapolis and honestly, it looked gorgeous. Like, I didn't think it was going to look gorgeous. It looked gorgeous. And, all I wanted to meet was his dogs. I still haven't met your dogs, Bailey. If you ever watch this podcast, I want to meet your dogs. Pie and I don't remember the other one's name. Marley or something like that. Yeah. They're 2 golden retriever girls. They're really cute.
Aww.
Yes.
And he's such a golden retriever.
Right? And apparently there is one person on his team that their whole job is to watch the dogs. And I'm like, can that be my job? Right? If you ever need a new dog person, I'm here. Just throwing that out there. Mm-hmm. And then we got catering, and I had the best mashed potatoes at catering I've ever had. They had the cutest little s'mores maker and street corn maker. Like, you can make your own street corn and then make your own s'more. I wanted to so badly, but we got to catering late, and they were packing it up. And I was like, oh, that's the cutest thing, though. I did have the best brownie ever. Oh, it was so good. Catering was good. Then started taking photos. Photos were all good for the most part. Had to have my boss get me into some places because he had an all access pass and I only had a photo pass, and they were like, photographers can only be in certain places, but I had special permission technically. Okay. And they knew that, but like not everyone, obviously. Like, people were still trying to fall, so they were like not sure what to do with me. So I was like, my boss has the all access pass, like just show it around, like, okay, she's fine. So I'm like in there, like standing on barricades to like get the video of like the first shot, and then I'm back he has a B stage, which is right in the lighting pit. Okay. And I go back there because I know he's going to, I'm like, okay, he's going to go. Like, security's obviously ramping up. I don't want to get stuck somewhere. So I was like, I'll just go back there. Yeah. But the lighting area was so small in the first place. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, with my boss, he's like sitting down. We're like right next to the stairs. And I was like, okay, just stay here. Like, don't. But then he's like there, and I'm like, oh, you know, it would be really cool. He has the sign in the back. What if I climbed out and like I'm standing on the ramp where all the other photographers are to like get some really cool shots. And then I'm standing there, and I thought I didn't really know how he was gonna get out, but I assumed me like back up against the railing, like just like sucking it in for dear life, you know, I would be fine. No, he comes directly to me. I was expecting a security guard to like kind of like maneuver him around, but the fans were on the other side, and I guess they were all over there. So he is just like coming at me, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Hold on. So he's just like barreling towards me, and I'm just like, what? So I like had to like tuck and roll like under the railing and like go back to his B stage, and like the band's like looking at me like, and I was just like, hi, how do you do? Don't mind me, just casually getting run over here, you know. That was the only time I felt a little like, yeah, of course I would get myself run over, right? Because that's always just my luck, too. Mm-hmm. Like, if I play sports, I'm good at sports, but the funny thing about it is balls like to just come at my head. Okay. Like, I attract, and everyone, like, makes a joke about it, but, like, it's a serious thing. Like, they just attract to me somehow. It's, like, the same reason why, like, I saw somebody else mention this at a podcast. I think it was, like, a Barstool podcast, but they were like, I don't know what it is about it, but, like, for some reason, Katie and I, too, especially, are always the doors. Like, if you're in a line, they're like, oh, person? Nope, door. Like, open up. Middle of the line? Oh, nope, that's a door. Mm-hmm. Like, always the doors for people. And I hate it.
It's like, why can't you go anywhere else?
Like, I'm all for, like, being nice and letting people through and stuff.
But
like,
why
that's
is it always me?
It's always me. And I'm just like, I know I'm short. And I know I'm small. But, like, also, I make myself like nice and big at concerts, so much to the point where all the drunk people get so pissed off at me because I'm just standing still, and they're all over me and think that I'm like, well, okay, like, I'm gonna say something if you're gonna keep, and then they like make comments, and I'm not even doing anything. Mm-hmm. It's a thing. But anywho, anything else?
I don't think so.
Well, we hope you have a great week, everybody. Katie, take us home.
Were you at CMA?
Yeah.
Were you at CMA Fest? If you were and want to share your experiences with it, you can send them to themusiclenspodcast@gmail.com, or you could drop a comment on our YouTube for this video, or
please be nice.
Comment on the socials as well.
Please be nice.
It'd be nice if you were nice. Socials are at the Music Lens Podcast. You could go look at our Morgan Wallen video to see why we keep asking people to be nice. Please be nice.
Remember, these are all our opinions, and we're allowed to post them on
Also, I was reiterating other people's opinions that I read online, so it wasn't just us. Okay. Anyways, follow Alex, listen to Ego. Follow her at Alex Allegra Music. And my song Midnight Margaritas comes out this Friday. You can follow me at Katie Fee Music and go stream that this Friday, or pre-save if you're listening to this before June 13th.
If you're a bartender on TikTok and would like to talk about video potentials, hit us up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cryptic message, but
yeah.
It makes sense.
Anyways, we will see you next week.
Bye.